I guess the obvious first question is, we haven't talked to you since the change, and what's your feeling and the team's feeling as you guys have gone through a coaching change mid-season?
Probably the biggest thing for us was just adjusting. Nobody really expected this going into the season. So if you would have told us this in fall and looking forward that our season would have been like this, nobody would have ever expected it. But the big thing for us was just adjusting and trying to find our new norm and do whatever it takes, to just kind of get it out the mud. Basically we've been saying that for weeks, but that's basically all we've been trying to do is just figure out a fresh start, a new start. And the biggest thing for us is just trying to turn the page. So.
Since the coaching change, would you say the changes in practice and just the feeling around here has changed drastically or just mildly?
I feel like it's dramatic. It's day and night. And the biggest thing I noticed is energy. We got a lot of high intensity people that's coming out to practice. Practices are more intense, they take a lot out of you, but it's kind of hard for me to make that analysis right now just because I feel like we had good energy before this. You remember talking to you guys, I feel like we had good energy in the weeks prior to this and even fall camp. And for some reason, we just couldn't make it happen on Saturday. So, the biggest thing for me is just trying to figure out if this difference is going to make a difference on Saturday, in which I truly believe deep down in my heart it will. But, the only thing we can do is get to Saturday and see what happens. So.
Especially for been talking with you guys running backs all about getting you guys more involved. It seemed like, especially against Arizona, whenever you and Anthony were getting the ball in your hands, and even Charlie, you guys were making big plays and contributing the offense.
Yeah, I feel like, Coach Sanford just talks about the energy that we have in our room because we kind of feed off of each other. Whenever we see one guy making a play, regardless of what the score is or what time is on the scoreboard, we all just try to go out there and compete for the guy next to us. And we know that at the end of the day, we all we got. So, for the running back room, we've just been trying to keep our energy that way and even try to make that energy contagious to where other position groups is thinking like, okay, one guy can make a play, I can make a play as well. So the biggest thing is we just trying to spread that confidence.
During that Arizona game, what was working for the running room as you guys were running all over the field? What kind of clicked that day?
Honestly, just kind of getting us in space, like we got Charlie in space early with the screen. We tried to run some outside zones and do some little things to get us in space so we can win these one-on-ones. So I feel like that was the biggest thing for us, and we like doing that type of stuff. So.
With the change, obviously, in the coaching staff, any major changes on the offense and the running game in particular, schematically?
No, schematically wise, we're doing pretty much everything the same. Biggest thing is, we've been emphasizing trying to find the rhythm because the thing that gets us week to week is that, we'll have our game plan and then we'll get out there and a series of events will happen and we'll get behind. And now our game plan changes, which you guys know. But the game plan will change and now instead of us playing loose, we're a little bit more conservative, just because we feel the urgency of, okay, we're behind, we got to get points up now, we got to get these big chunks. So the biggest thing for us is just focusing on what we do best and trying to find that rhythm regardless of what it is.
How have you personally adapted to kind of your role's been different?
Yeah, week to week. Yeah, honestly, I've been just trying to be like water, just take the shape of whatever container that I'm in. And, however it might look week to week, I'm grateful for the opportunity, just because I know what it feels like to not be on this field. So even though it might not look exactly how I might think it should look, whatever role I'm given, I'll just try to do it to my best ability.
How impressed have you been by Anthony? Just kind of, obviously he had the injury in camp and now he's kind of back and immediately kind of worked his way into the fold.
Yeah, I really love him, just as a player, as a person, as a brother, as a teammate. And I love everything about him, how he came in here just ready to attack, and I really like him.
In terms of that, just the rotation, obviously a couple freshmen been breaking in the backfield too. What has been your role, just kind of bringing them along and trying to play alongside them?
Yeah, just trying to make sure everybody's up to speed, and coaching them up on the smaller things and talking about the little in-game adjustments, and just trying to spread everything that I possibly have, whether it's confidence, knowledge, something that I'm seeing on the field right now, so that's the biggest thing for me is just trying to be transparent and pass on the message what I'm seeing on the field onto the young guys.
Obviously, Owen's a freshman. He's still trying to figure things out. But what stood out about him these last few weeks since he took
Honestly,
over?
just his determination to just go get it. I don't really think he's young. He's pretty light, but he don't really have no fear. A good mellow dude. Play after play, he's just somebody that's very poised, And, you know, I like him, you know, just because I feel like he has a lot of room to grow. And he just goes out there and he plays just like we were playing back in the day, Little League or even high school. You know, he just goes out there without a worry in the world. So that's one thing that I really like about him.
Just going back to the Arizona game, you had that big catch and run. Could you talk us through that at all, or is it just all instincts when you're going?
Yeah, it was just pretty much instincts. You know, the biggest thing for me is I like to be in space. I like to catch the ball in space, even get the ball in space to where I have these defenders one-on-one, and then I can use my ability to showcase my skills. So, you know, that's fun for me. So that's something that I want to do more of. I want to be able to get those looks because I feel like that was my first time being able to catch the ball in space all season. So.
Thanks, Deion.
Thanks.